Hello, ladies. This is Veronica V. I hope that you are having an awesome and amazing and blessed Friday, start of your weekend. And be sure to not only like the video, but if you haven't already, subscribe and share. Feel free to leave a comment at the end. Let's keep it positive because we are in positive mode. Although this video will be talking about a very serious issue that I wanted to highlight because I have seen various stories about fatalities resulting from BBL procedures. The title of this video is When Beauty Kills. I think this is a very important topic to talk about because for any group of women, but I definitely have seen Black women, African American women that have passed away from having this procedure. And so it's very important that we are aware of the complications that can arise from these surgeries and that we are just very mindful in terms of our health care, aftercare, and that we are doing self-care. So the BBL is one of the higher risk procedures when it comes to plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery. There are a number of complications that can occur after having a BBL. There is the possibility of an embolism. There's the possibility of infection. And it has a fatality rate of 1 in every 3,000 to 5,000 procedures. It is on the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to loss of life from having a procedure done, a cosmetic plastic surgery procedure done. So it's very important because we face this super scrutinization, and there's so much emphasis that is put on women's bodies. And in particular, trying to have a body that looks like what you're seeing on a video screen, a movie screen, a television screen, on your phone, looking through a TikTok or Instagram and seeing women that have done these procedures. And it sometimes seems a lot more simplistic and not as risky as it is, because you see people that have had this procedure and they're alive and they're looking good and they're in the video and they're, it just seems like it's no big deal, but it's a very big deal. It's a very serious matter, because the fact of the matter is that there are various women that have lost their lives. There are Black women, and you may have seen it in the news, who have lost their lives looking at the past 6 months, a year or more. The BBL is a procedure that became a lot more popular in the last 5 years. But during the last 5 years, we also have seen these various cases of women losing their lives after having the procedure. We know with any kind of surgery that there is a risk. There's risk that there's complications that can arise. When I had my lumpectomy, and this was a double lumpectomy, so both breasts, and this is last April, to remove the breast cancer tumors, when you read the paperwork, it tells you that there are different risks with having surgery. So surgery is a serious matter, and it's something that we definitely need to look at anytime we're going to have a surgery. Really look at all of the risks, look at the possible complications, be very aware of that. It's very important that we're not feeling pressured into having a surgery because we want to catch the eye of a certain man. We want to try to look like someone else. We feel pressured. We feel like this is what we need for us to feel beautiful, because you're already beautiful. We're already beautiful. We don't have to do anything to be beautiful. God has already blessed us innately. So it's very important that we don't feel like we have to risk our life to be beautiful, to change our shape, to alter ourselves, to look like somebody else, to try to be in competition with someone else, to try to fit a certain look, to try to fit a certain aesthetic, because we are beautiful in whatever shape we are in. And if we want to, let's say for an example, we want to modify. If we want to be able to have like a larger butt, we can do that naturally through working out, doing squats. Yes, it's going to take longer, but certainly the risks aren't there that are relative to having this procedure done. Because when you're taking fat from one part of a body, depositing it into another part of the body, that is something that is atypical, because this is coming from an area that this fat was not centered in. So this is atypical. And so that's what opens up the possibility of not only infection, but the embolism occurring. So we have to be very mindful of that, because the complications can be so catastrophic. Not the furthest end of the spectrum, fatality, but let's say, for example, a complication happens in a long-term hospitalization. Then we can't work. If we have children, we can't take care of our children. There's a lot of financial burden that comes with not being able to work, and it really can change our lives. So it's very important that we're mindful that we're doing our mental health self-care so that we have good self-esteem. We feel good about ourselves. We don't feel like we have to change our look to meet a certain aesthetic or to try to please others, that we are feeling good about ourselves, and that is something that can't be changed by someone else's remarks or their perception of us. It's important that we feel good about ourselves, and it's important that we are mindful that it could be a million people getting this surgery, but we have to think on a case-by-case basis for ourselves. If we are in this scenario, what are all of the possible complications? What could go wrong? What are the adverse reactions that could happen? Weigh the cost, really weigh the cost. Be very mindful in vetting the doctor, making sure they're board licensed. How many lawsuits have they had? What is their record in terms of with their particular board that they're certified through, checking with your particular medical board in that state. Especially if you're going out of state, you definitely are probably less aware of problems that have arisen because you don't have the local word of mouth with this particular doctor or medical group. So it's very important that you do your due diligence. But every time I read one of these stories, it's really heartbreaking, because so often there are children that are left behind. The family is just devastated. And even if the woman that gets the procedure done, it has not passed away, when there's complications, it just really has an adverse effect on her life and quality of life until she is healed. And Lord willing, that will be very quickly. But it can be something that has long-term side effects. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you that are watching this video, hearing this video, listening, that you just know that you are beautiful and that you are amazing, that God created you with purpose, that you don't have to change for anyone else to fit any particular aesthetic, because you're amazing and great just as you are. Let me know what you think in the comments beneath the video. Positive and supportive. And I am just so grateful to be back and to be creating videos. And I hope that you all have a magnificent weekend. Until the next video, be blessed, be amazing, and I'll see you soon. This has been Veronica V.